Good morning, Leominster.
Good morning, Leominster. That's right.
Coming with that Boston accent, we have to say it the way it is. This is Bob Healy. My name is Rick Marchand, and we're very pleased this morning to spend some time talking about the 29th Annual Johnny Appleseed Arts and Cultural Festival that will be happening on September 24th in the heart of downtown Leominster. And before I even begin, I want to thank the entire team here at Leominster TV. I mean, they've been so supportive over the years of working not only with the festival, but Starburst and all the other events downtown. So Kyle's here today and Bradley, and we really appreciate you guys taking the time to give us a chance to talk about this event. It's hard to believe that it's the 29th anniversary, and you and I are both 29 years old. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, we started young.
We did. And I started 25 years ago, and the first band that was hired under that first year was Bob's.
Yes.
You know, we brought in the Starburst band, and it's made up of some professional musicians from all over that participate in other bands as well. But Bob named them the Johnny Appleseed Festival Orchestra, so that worked out pretty good.
Johnny Appleseed,
that was great. I remember one of the first years we had a swing band.
Yeah.
We had dancing, and we had some old cars in the road, and it was amazing.
We've maintained that name, Johnny Appleseed Big Band. When I've played some other places, I've kept that name.
Absolutely.
On that group, you know.
It's been great.
Why not? Yeah.
It's been great. So we really appreciate everything you've done.
Wow.
So before we even begin the show, it's important to recognize our sponsors. And usually this is done after the show, but I want to just bring this to the public's attention. Unlike a lot of the different city events, they're a few hours in length, maybe 3 to 5 hours in length. The Johnny Appleseed Festival is a 12-hour day. So the event itself is between 9 and 5 p.m., but we begin setup around 6 o'clock in the morning when the streets get closed off, and the DPW, who's just a fantastic team, finishes the cleanup a little after that. So it's a long day, to say the least. And what happens is, in order to bring in almost 90% nonprofits and charitable organizations, we have some remarkable sponsors. Some of them have been with us since day one, and then we also have some new ones that have come on over the years. But I'd be remiss without mentioning the Leominster Cultural Council through the Mass Cultural Grant Program, who are a major sponsor of our main stage for the most part. And they take care of a lot of the entertainment costs that we have. We also have Lamarkia Realty coming on this year. Workers Credit Union has been a major sponsor. We have Congressman McGovern has been sending in checks annually.
He's been supporting everything that's going on lately.
And he's been great. You know,
very good.
We're very fortunate to have him. It actually comes from his re-election committee. Tommy Barlin and his family with TJB Plumbing and Piping Tommy and his wife have been fantastic. Leominster Credit Union has been with us for 25 consecutive years.
They've been with us every year with Starburst, too.
It's amazing. And you know, just to make, you know, comment about Starburst, now that Wendy Weeks has taken it over with the mayor's office, I mean, it's still happening. And Leominster Credit Union has been the underwriter for the fireworks for a long time.
Yeah, they were again, yep.
And that goes back to a year, Bob, I remember, where fundraising was tough. You almost had to cut them out. And it was Leominster Credit Union that stepped up above and beyond. We have Judy Calladay and Fidelity Bank. They're amazing. Rollstone Bank, major sponsors. Joey DeCarolis and his family from DeCarolis Insurance Agency. We have AIS Office Furniture. That's a major sponsor. Gagney Realty Corporation, so Eddie Gagney's son David and his family. We also have Health Alliance coming on again. Bank Hometown, Avidia Bank. IC Federal Credit Union is right there as a major sponsor. We also have Fraticelli Oil and the Leominster restaurants downtown. What's amazing about the restaurants downtown, they have a chance to actually come into the festival, but they don't, to allow the other companies to come in to make a little commerce that day. So my hat's off to Peter Bavenzi and Bill Brady and the Leominster restaurants downtown. So we're very fortunate to have them.
Yep.
You know,
we wouldn't have this without those people.
And all the promotion LTV does for us, we really appreciate it. You know, I remember over the years having conversations with them about some of the things we were doing. It's really changed, you know, to the tune that we now have 2 stages instead of 1. We have 2 other musical stations with disc jockeys. And just last year, we had about 85 vendors. And we're going to be close to 200 vendors this year.
Wow.
So that's absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
So I'm going to let Bob talk a little bit about the music, and then I'll give you a little bit of background on some of the vendors and also some of the food that will actually be there and special events as well. Bob?
Well, we have a good mixture of music for the main stage this year. As we've done in the past, we're going to start off at 9 o'clock with the Leominster High School Chorus. They go on for half an hour, and then after them, it'll be the Leominster High School Marching Band is going to perform, and they've got a slot. And then we have the singer that's been with us before, Cara Bendici, does solo, and she's like a music therapist.
Correct. Berkeley College graduate.
And she does some songs that she's going to dedicate some of them also to the Make-A-Wish Foundation that's going to be available. It could be right there opposite the stage area.
Right.
And she's quite a single performer. And then we have the International Veterans Chorus back again with Frank Cooley, director. They're going to do their thing. And then there's some special presentations at 12. Rick knows what that. I don't know what you have there. Politicians going to speak. What do you have going on?
There'll be a few guests, correct?
A few guests, yeah. And then the Johnny Appleseed Big Band go on, and we'll be doing a lot of the old-time big band favorites, but also we're going to mix in some Disney music for the Make-A-Wish Foundation kids and the theater arts program for Leominster that Andreas has. They're going to dress up in some Disney costumes, and they're going to be with with the kids. And our soloist is Taylor Landry, and she'll be singing Colors of the Wind, Beauty and the Beast, and then we have a couple of numbers from a couple of other Disney movies. It's hard to find some of these arrangements for big band, but they're out there. Yep. So we got a couple of them. After we're done with the big band, you have the Full Monty, Mark Monacoola's group. They've been there before. They're a good pop group, and then we'll finish off with Steve Infantino and the Rhythm, which is another musical group. They'll end up at the last hour of the day. So it's pretty good mixture of different types of music, which should appeal to just about anybody. Everybody should have something there that they'll like, we hope.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
we also have a stage down there, the Christian Life Center.
Yeah.
And the church down there, the Coruscanis are actually putting together a stage, and they're going to have some artists down there also performing throughout the day. That is actually going to be located right in front of their church on Main Street at the intersection of Merriam Avenue.
Right down there, yeah.
So, that's one of the initiatives this year. We're going to have, that street's going to be packed. And last year we tried it for the first time, and it worked out really well. The goal was social distancing, and it will remain that again this year by spreading everyone out. But in the meantime, that court itself has grown. And not only are we going to have as many as 7 or 8 of the stores coming onto the street, we're also going to have as many as 60 vendors. And the vendors will be, are an arrangement that's just fantastic. Some demonstrations, a lot of crafters. We'll have one of the best food booths in the whole festival right on Main Street. So not only could you stop into Main Street Cafe and go across the street and have some great cheese and coffee and things, there's also going to be another vendor down there as well. And emergency management will be right on the corner.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about the vendors. LTV is going to be running a list of the vendors and who's actually signed up through today, but it will continue to grow. But we're very fortunate to have a lot of Leominster High School sporting teams coming down in clubs. So they'll be hanging out around the parking lot area where the children are. We are having a parking lot, and I'll talk about a party, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. We have several veterans organizations coming down. We have a group, the Compassionate Friends of North Central Mass. It's a group that works with parents and families that have lost children. Booth number 13. If you need any help, that's the place to stop. And they're going to be literally directly across from the main stage. We have the creative Oyster. This is going to be interesting. There's a young lady that actually paints inside of oyster shells. And you have to see it to believe it. It's an amazing art, and she can do just about anything. We have the American Legion. We have all kinds of military groups coming down, veterans organizations. It goes on and on and on. We have the Sholem Farm, as busy as they are, and kudos to them. This is the heart of their season, and they're straight out. And again, like all these other organizations in town, they're built by volunteers, and they have been down the festival forever. Even though they're busy on that Saturday up at the farm, they always come down. So please stop by and say hello to them. At the end of the area going on to Main Street where Park Street intersects, we're going to have Samori's and Sons food.
Oh.
And they're actually right now located down there, Paul's Hardware on Central Street. The food is fantastic. And they're going to set, they have actually 3 booths down there. They're going to be setting up tables for people to sit down and enjoy. We have the Bath Busters, which is kind of a sponsor, as well as setting up down there. A lot of different groups, the Christian Motorcycle Association. We have Bruce coming back with his cribbage boards.
Okay.
It's an all-time favorite. We bumped into him at a flea market in Hubbardston a few years back, and I asked him, how many boards do you sell? He said, maybe 1 or 2 a day, maybe. And he'll move between 80 and 120 at the festival alone. These are the large cribbage boards. So guys like us, we don't have that fine ability to be able to put the small pokes in the small holes, the pegs there. So we have, just all kinds of vendors coming in. It's absolutely amazing. When LTV puts them in, please check them out. We also have the United States Army National Guards coming down. And we have a recruiting organization for the Army, but also we have many vehicles coming down too, and those will be parked on Main Street as well. And of course, we have Ginny's Food Pantry. They've done so much in the community, continue to do so. They'll be on Main Street. Please stop by, patronize them. This is a free event.
Yep.
We don't charge parking. We don't charge admission. The parking lot party is really it's a small donation. And if you went to some of the local fairs right now, I heard $14 admission, $10 for parking. An all-day pass for the amusements was $55. So if you have some extra money, take care of the vendors, but also go to the groups like the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Ginny's, the Compassionate Friends, and all the school groups as well that'll be down there with the nonprofits, some of them trying to raise money, so we appreciate that. So, we're going to have, it just goes on, and I'm not going to be redundant with what's happening here, but in the park itself is going to be a picnic grove, but we have as many as 9 agencies coming in from Mass Hire, Central Mass. And we have the Workforce Board, the Career Center, the Rehabilitation Commission, the Department of Transitional Assistance, Opportunities Count, Adult Basic Education, Mart's coming down, and a couple others to be determined. And they're going to be set up in the park. So if you're looking for any assistance, especially when it comes down to jobs, that's a perfect place to pop in. So it's just going to be the biggest craft court we've ever had.
But you left out the most important vendor.
We're going to get to them in a second.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to get to now since you tipped that. So I guess the only reason why LTV gets involved is because Kyle's always coming down for that
Apple crisp.
He's giving us the thumbs up in the other room.
Yeah.
And Bradley's getting tuned
The
into it
best
too.
anywhere, I'll tell you.
So, they've been doing it since day one.
Right.
And it's just amazing. It's a labor of love and fellowship. And
Well, we never forget the year that we canceled one there.
It was,
Postponed.
yeah.
And because of the rain.
Yep.
And people came down and they bought out all the apple crisp.
Yeah.
They had to make another whole batch next week.
We're getting hit with the rain.
They sold out in the rain.
The first one we had to postpone to the following week, and they got hit. We got hit with a hurricane.
Yeah.
That was a tough year. It was the hurricane was the rain we were going to get around this region.
Yeah.
Was supposed to come in at late night.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
instead it came in early morning.
Oh, yeah.
So we couldn't set up. But the First Baptist Church set up outside of the church in a tent, and they stayed out there all day long, letting people know come back next Saturday, come back next Saturday. We didn't have the means of communication like we have today to let people know, and they sold out. They did around $9,000 worth of apple crisp that day. And the next week, they went out and they did it again. So they're able to raise a lot of money. So, one of the things, the agreement we have with them is please don't pray for rain.
No,
That's one thing you can't, just too big of a project to have to do it, to redo the whole festival in 1 week, in less than a week, actually. So the First Baptist Church, they'll be busy getting their apples, picking them, bringing them down to the church, paling them, using some peelers that go back to the late 1800s.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's just you talk about fellowship and some of the nicest people in the world. If you're downtown, just stick your head in. They're not going to mind you just saying hello to them. You may even want to sit down and join them. We've been doing this now 25 years together. And I think of all the people that are no longer with us. And every time I walk into that church, it's like you can feel their souls, still remaining with the next generation of people helping out. So we're very grateful to the First Baptist. They just do a wonderful job. They really are the anchor, and that's being right next to the main stage is pretty significant.
Yeah, exactly.
We have some other food happening. We have Sweetie's Candy Bus. I know candy is, optional. Some people like the kids to have it, some don't. And, that candy bus is kind of a fun bus, and that'll be up near the parking lot party with the children in City Hall. We have the Sholem Farms, Samores, as I mentioned, Niamey's honey coming out of the Gardner, Templeton area, actually. Fudge and stuff. Mrs. Albertelli, a local woman who has a great little fudge setup, so you can stop and see her in the food court. Gentle's Cuisine was one of the top caterers in the Boston area.
Really?
And they're coming in, and they're going to be doing some appetizers. They just want to, stick their foot into Leominster and help out a little. Of course, this fair would not be a fair without Dave DeMar's Cotton Candy.
Of course. And
he's located right near the mayor's parking lot in front of City Hall. We also have the Manual Food Truck, and they're going to be located down on Main Street, approximately between the first the Red Cross building in the parking lot. They'll be right in that section. They have a spectacular food arrangement, and also they'll be doing lemonade, if you want a nice cup of lemonade. And then we move into the heart of the festival, and I'll mention we have the First Baptist Church again. We have Brazilian Catholics. Christian Life Center will be doing apple crisp. We have another Brazilian barbecue, Spanish American Center with Spanish food. The Leominster Fire Department with pulled pork. Aroma Joe's is going to be doing coffee and I think smoothies. So they'll be down there. Everybody knows Johnny Ahern. Aroma Joe has only been in town a short while, and they've become such a major anchor and contributor to so many things. Johnny, by the way, is the president of the Rotary Club of Leominster this year. So he does a great job with that. And then the last food group in that section is going to be the Rotary Club of Leominster. And so I need to share this with the public because it's important that you see the magnitude of people coming together and the power of it. So one of the important things we want to do in this festival is take care of kids and take care of families. They might be in a situation where they can't pay the $14 admission, the $10 parking, and the 50-day all-day pass. So what's happened is we've teamed up with two major sponsors, AIS being one of them, and they actually provided the funding to make a donation to the Rotary Club. the Life Center on West Street up near Leominster High School has donated all of the food, hamburgers, hot dogs, the buns, the condiments, the cheese, anything you could, the French fries, anything you can imagine, and they've donated to be able to make 1,000 meals up for families. And so when the families and the kids come into the parking lot area, we're going to be able to give them a pass to be able to go over to the Rotary Club for a meal deal. And the meal deal will be a combination of what I just mentioned, including a beverage and a dessert as well. And so Life Care donated the food to the Rotary Club. Sponsors took care of making a donation back to the Rotary Club. The Rotary Club is going to be compensated $5 a meal. They're taking the money and they're donating it to the Fuel Assistance Program in Leominster. Wow. Isn't that amazing? So, I mean, we're just so fortunate to have such wonderful people, you know, and I mean, Life Care Center has turned into a major anchor. And a lot of times, you know, Bob and I we've been fundraising for a long time, and there are times when a monetary donation can be made, but not have a significant impact on the cost to run an event like this. Yeah. But so in the meantime, they step up in other ways that is just remarkable, and you know, so we can't say enough great things about that. So if you're a family and you're in a situation being very humble that you need a little assistance, you know, like Ginny White used to say, we'll give you a hand up, not a handout. And what will happen is you just see any one of the staff that is wearing the staff shirts or the yellow vest or work in any of the stations or the information booth, you need some help with food or the amusements or anything for the day, just come see us and we'll take care of it. No questions asked, no connections. Actually, we just ask that someday you help a family as well, if you're ever in that position. So that, you know, that's one thing that we're very happy about. We also go out and we go out of our way actually to make sure that we invite children through the school department and also through the different shelters and programs that we have here in the area actually that could use a little bit of a hand up, and we take care of them as well. So you know, that's a big deal. Yes, you know, we have it's just, I am so proud of these groups that are willing to do this for the kids and the families in Leominster. You know, I think it really means a lot to many. We want to talk a little bit about the Make-A-Wish Foundation coming on campus this year. I'm going to build a little bit from what Bob said just to inspire and excite the public on one particular guest. So the Make-A-Wish Foundation, we actually have recipients that live in Leominster. And we have a young lady at Leominster High School in the Advanced Life Skills program. And we have another young lady that I met that graduated from Leominster High School in 2007. And we bumped into each other. And when she found out the Make-A-Wish were going to be there, she was pretty excited to be able to reunite with them. And I'm not going to get into the details of who they are and what, you know, how they qualified, but the Make-A-Wish Foundation is an absolutely fantastic organization. They're going to be set up. Mark Bonanza and the Historical Society will be in the middle area of the aisle as well. So you can go see Mark, see a little bit about a history, and please bring enough money to buy one of his books. They're amazing. Everything he writes is just a golden treasure if you really love the community. And right next to him will be the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Okay. And they have a double booth, and we have a lot of the crafters that coming in when they found out they were coming in, wanted to donate something for a silent raffle. So they'll be having a raffle, they'll be selling t-shirts, they'll be talking to families, and they've also invited as many as 134 families whose children were recipients of wishes. Wow. We don't know how many are going to be coming down, but we do know that there will be many. And so what's happened is Bob is going to be putting on a show like he mentioned, and he's going to be bringing in the Disney songs for them. And we also have Cara doing a piece for them as well. Yeah. Cara is a fantastic vocalist and guitar player. I can tell you this morning that we're very proud to say that in the upcoming season of The Voice, Cara will be on the show. So we can't get into any more detail about who selected her, how far she made it, but what will happen is you're going to get a chance to see Cara. So when you watch The Voice this fall, if you watch it on TV, it'll be pretty exciting that you had a chance to hear her sing, maybe take a picture with her, and know that she came.
She'll be on at 10 o'clock.
Oh my God, came all the way to Leominster to be able to perform for the Make-A-Wish kids. So that's pretty awesome. So that's at 10 o'clock. At noontime, Bob alluded to an intermission. We always have an intermission where, again, we recognize our sponsors. So we recognize throughout the day the sponsors, but we also try to target some of the booths that are there, some of the agencies and organizations, where they're located, what they're trying to do. If anyone has any raffles going on or any specials going on, we try to promote them as much as we possibly can. And we know that Congressman will be there that day. The mayor, we always love to invite him up on the stage and say a few words. And we don't know if we're going to see the governor or Karen Polito this year, Lieutenant Governor. But it's hard to believe that the Lieutenant Governor hasn't missed one, going back to when she was a state rep. It's amazing. As busy as they've been, Karen's always come to Leominster to help out with this. So, we might see the sheriff there. I'm sure there's going to be some politicians of high profile coming this year. And we've had even United States senators in the past as well. So in the meantime, if you see them, be respectful whether you support them or not. And just remember how much they've given back to sometimes the community or even the country at large. And regardless if you have a different opinion on their policy, just respect the fact that they do this for all of us.
They're still in a public service.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So there's also going to be some words said by the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They're actually trying to start a program right now for school children to be able to. It's almost like a Best Buddies program. It's really awesome.
I think the Leominster Cultural Council is also going to recognize recipients of their grants.
Good point. So
at that time also.
Excellent. Glad you brought that up.
They give a lot of support to different events.
Yep. So I think that's going to be right after you while Mark's setting up, possibly around 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Okay.
I believe so. Right around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to. I'm working right now putting the signs together. So there'll be a sign near the stage. Where you can actually see who's playing, performing, what's going on at what time. We also have a sponsorship banner across the bottom of the stage. And the information booth has to be next to the Apple Crisp.
Of course.
So what will happen is we're going to have the information booth set up right outside of them in front of the First Baptist Church. It will be staffed all day. And you can, if you're looking for a vendor, if you need information, if you need any help. I'd be remiss again without mentioning the city departments. They are absolutely wonderful. The city clerk is actually the finance chair of this committee now, of this project. We're going to be raising over $50,000 at the end of the day. It's an amazing feat, but in the meantime, she's been great to work with. The comptroller's office, the treasurer. We also have the city clerk's office that deals with all the mail that comes in on a daily basis with applications and finances. The DPW is fantastic. They don't stop working.
No, they're all day long.
We close that street off, and it starts to get dark out there, so work in the area to make sure it's clean. So Sunday morning, you never even knew the event took place. They're just awesome. So, they grind all day long. And then we have emergency management is going to be kitty corner from the park to the bank at the intersection on Mechanic, Lower West, and Main. And so please stop by and see them. A year ago, almost to the week, Jimmy LeBlanc passed away. And the gentleman now who's taken place, he had big shoes to fill. And they're doing a great job. So please stop in, see the emergency management team. They'll also be selling some coffee and donuts and pastry for a donation. So we're very fortunate. There will be 8 porta potties. People always ask about that. And every one of them is handicapped. So instead of trying to figure out family, small, large, whatever, we got HP toilets, and anybody can use them. They'll be spread out all over the place. You'll see handicap parking or parking for people who've had surgery or disability. They need to contact the mayor's office, who will connect with me, and they can park in between in the city parking lot between the First Church Unitarian and the First Baptist Church. So they'd be wiggling in off of Merriam Ave through the back and then parking in that area. But that will, so we reserve that for them. And then the parking lot, kitty corner from the City Hall parking lot out for the Make-A-Wish families. So, we've kind of reserved that right now. And if we have enough room and someone needed some HP parking, you could do it as well. Curly Marchand Funeral Home has offered their entire parking lot for the day. So if you'd like to park up on West Street, or almost across from the senior center, you can park there and just walk, 100 yards down to the area. So feel free to park at Curly Marchand Funeral Home. And I think we're in pretty good shape on that, with the exception of just talking about the parking lot party for children.
Yeah.
We're going to have a great arrangement of inflatables, including a DJ in the parking lot all day long, dancing with Heidi's dance school, Heidi Horgan's dance school. They do line dancing. It's just a great time. Everybody has fun up there. We'll have the police department, 911 will be up there, the 911 group, and they'll be talking, giving some public information out. So we're really excited to have the police booth present as well. We'll have a dunk tank. We're trying to figure out where to put the girls' soccer team this year with the dunk tank. So we're still working on that. That might be moving down to the park just to get a little more visibility.
Yeah, sure. That'd be a good place.
And also, I'm concerned about the shade.
Yeah.
They're using water right out of the tap. It's like going to Hampton Beach,
Yeah.
And what happened, it's a little cold at times. So we're going to try to find them a little warmer spot to have some fun and raise some money for the soccer program. They've been doing that dunk tank forever. It's amazing. Before the kids that are doing it were even born.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So that's awesome. So we also have the theater arts program at Leominster High School. They're going to be in the character outfits all day long.
Are they doing the face painting again?
They're going to do the face painting as well.
Sure.
So we're really happy. We know that the parking lot's going to be managed by the Leominster High School chorus and band students collectively. So we really appreciate, them being on campus. Still looking for volunteers. We need volunteers at 6 o'clock in the morning. Some of these booths we mentioned we'll be setting up for the organizations. So it's just a question, if you have an hour or two, you can help out. Just come on down. And we'd really appreciate it. It's a team of over 24 people that helped get this entire thing set up in a matter of 2.5 hours.
Exactly.
And it's a task, but it's very organized. We'll have communications, as far as being able to talk back and forth. And if you can help out in any way, we appreciate it. And I don't know, Kyle, if you could put my phone number at one point at 978-660-2313. Again, 978-660-2313. That's my cell phone. If you want to help out, give me a call, and we'll see what we can do. We'd love to have you volunteer. Okay, so Bob, I don't know if I missed anything.
No, you've got everything in there.
We're in good shape?
That's great, yeah.
So we're going to have close to 200 vendors. We have a spectacular food court. The musical entertainment's going to be second to none. DJs are going to be having a ball. DJ Earl, by the way, is down in the corner of Mechanic in Maine, so he'll be performing down there all day.
Right.
Fidelity Bank's bringing in an ice cream truck at 12:30. So that's it. It's all free, by the way.
Good.
It's absolutely amazing. So in the parking lot, we're looking for a donation if you can afford it. You get a VIP bracelet for the day. But in addition to making that $10 donation to help defer expenses, you're also getting a meal deal for everybody in your family.
Yeah, that's what.
So you're getting it all back.
You're getting it all back, that's right.
We're even paying for the face painting this year, so that you don't have to take any money out of your pocket for anything happening out there. So it's going to be a fun day.
Great day for the community.
So we need you to get the word out. So social media, we're not in the newspapers any longer, and we don't spend thousands of dollars on the radio. And we're so grateful to LTV, but please help us get the word out. Tell your friends. You can go on the public page of Rick Marchand on Facebook and find some of the postings that Dickie Tucker's done, who's our social media director, and also I've put out there as well. But just get the word out. Save the day. This is a day of great fellowship and community gathering, celebration of diversity, and really an appreciation for who we are in the city of Leominster. And you'll also meet Johnny Appleseed himself. He doesn't look his age, but you'll see him down there giving out apples. So again, on behalf of Bob and I and the mayor and his staff in the city of Leominster, thank you, LTV. Thank you, Kyle, for being, for putting this together with your team. And we look forward to a great day. If inclement weather prevails, the festival just gets put off till the next Saturday,
1 week,
which is October 1.
Yep.
And there are 100 lawn signs out around town for the festival this year. The day after, on Sunday, we pick them up And if you would like to have one, grab it and keep it. It's all yours. Yeah, we don't reuse those. So it'll just help us with our picking up. We're making the city clean again. So again, signing off here from the Johnny Appleseed Festival Planning Committee. We appreciate everything, and we'll hope to see you on the 24th in downtown Leominster. Good job, Bob.